pues todos los años proponemos tener, con motivo de la exposición de arte religioso. En esta ocasión tenemos al padre Jarek Szymzacdescargaryoutube, así se escribe, espero que esté bien pronunciado. El padre pues es sacerdote católico, miembro consagrado del Instituto Secular de Vida Consagrada de la Sagrada Familia, fundado por el arzobispo Kazimierz Mazański de Polonia. Es doctor en Teología del Matrimonio y Familia, profesor de la Facultad de Estudios de la Familia de la Universidad Cardenal Stefan Wyszyński de Varsovia, conferencista y capellán del Congreso Mundial de las Familias, capellán de la Asociación de Ginecólogos Católicos de Polonia, profesor asociado del Dr. Thomas Hilgers, fundador del Instituto Papa Pablo VI de Omaha, Nebraska, Estados Unidos, creadores de Fertility Care, Napro Technology, miembro del Consejo de Fertility Care Centers International, cofundador y presidente de la Fundación de Apoyo a la Familia, con presencia en Polonia, Estados Unidos, Inglaterra, Bélgica, Alemania, Francia y recientemente en México. Es coautor de los programas de fortalecimiento de las relaciones matrimoniales, del programa de preparación para novias y novios, Gaudium et Spes, y de muchas otras iniciativas formativas y pastorales para matrimonios. Consejero matrimonial y acompañante de numerosas familias de diferentes culturas. Bueno, como se dan cuenta, pues es experto en matrimonio y familia. Vamos a escuchar su conferencia. El padre va a hablar en inglés, ¿no? Entonces, la presentación está en español y en inglés. Se puede entender, seguir las presentaciones. Y las personas que quieran tener el texto en español completo de la conferencia, nada más nos dejan su correo electrónico y se los vamos a mandar en 2 semanas, una o 2 semanas, para que tengan todo el texto de la conferencia también, ¿no? Así que, bienvenido, welcome, Father.
Gracias.
Y pues comienza la
Laudetur Jesus Christus. I know it's a little bit strange that the Polish priest will speak in English to the Spanish audience, and especially I will speak about Santa Maria de Guadalupe. So why the Polish priest is able to speak about your lady? The only reason is that, and I hope that we will agree from the beginning, it will be easier for communication if we'll agree with my thesis that Our Lady was Polish or is Polish. So we know Our Lady from the beginning of our identity. We have some proof for this because Poland as a country started in 1966 with the baptism and was created by our Prince Mieszko I. So from the beginning, our national anthem was Boga Rodzica, Mother of God. We started our nationality, our identity as a Poles with Our Lady. And our first official national anthem was Boga Rodzica, the song with, about Our Lady, Mother of God. Our Lady helped us in many, many different situations. This song was sung before the Battle of Grunwald, very important battle that we were for decades under the Teutonic Knights, who tried to dominate in this area. Even if you were a Christian, who were baptized, they came with the idea we will put Christianity. That was a huge fight, and we started, our battle started with this song. We have our own Our Lady of Jasna Góra in Częstochowa. We call her Queen of Poland. Why? Because she asked for this. That was a priest, a Jesuit, Father Juliusz Macinelli. When he prayed before Our Lady, he asked her, which title from the Loreto Litany is your most favorite? Which title I should use more often? Because he loved her so much. And she appeared to him and said, why you don't call me Queen of Poland? This is 1608. And he was in Napoli, in Italy. And she asked him to be called Queen of Poland. So he immediately wrote a letter to Jesuits in Poland, to Krakow. And he told, Our Lady appeared to me and she asked me to be called Queen of Poland. So of course he was invited to Krakow to present this wish of Our Lady to our king. He came to Poland, and when he was traveling to Poland, she appeared to him again and repeated, I'd like to be called Queen of Poland. So, a little bit later, in April 1656, the Polish king, Jan Kazimierz, proclaimed her as a Queen of Poland. And later, our parliament confirmed this in 1764, designed this lady, Our Lady of Częstochowa, Our Lady of Jasna Góra, Klara Montana, proclaimed this praise as the Mother of God from Częstochowa, the Queen of Poland. So we have papers for this. Our king and our parliament confirmed this. She is Queen of Poland. So this is the most important sanctuary in Poland, but the historical evidence says that in 1722 we had in Poland 1,112 different centers of Our Lady's Court. Poland was bigger at this time. We were, and the best times, we had 1 million square kilometers. So we were huge, from Baltic to the Black Sea. And it was huge territory. We had Moscow as a part of Poland. So our neighbors doesn't like us because we have a huge history. Now, in this time, we're a little bit smaller. We have 600 sanctuaries in Poland, and more than 100 parishes is dedicated to Our Lady of Guadalupe. We love your lady. As a young Polish boy, Our Lady was important from the beginning, and Our Lady was just specially. But later, in the seminary, I met more ladies, more Madonnas. That was Our Lady of Lourdes, Our Lady of Plática, and later also came Our Lady of So I know everything I know about Our Lady of she's in Mexico. That was all. My friends first traveled to Mexico, and they asked me, will you visit Our Lady of Guadalupe? Sure, she's in Mexico. But for us, Mexico is the same. It's a country and a city. So we had like the same idea that the Guadalupe is like our Jasna Góra, so it's from the capital city is like 200 kilometers. So the question was, will you go and will you visit Our Lady of Guadalupe? No one expected that Our Lady is in the capital city, because in our idea she should be far away from the capital city. So when I came to Mexico, this is the 12th of December, I celebrated Mass and the Cerrito, the Tepeyac. And so that was the first time I really met her and was able to learn a little bit about Our Lady. The first thing that was before I came first time to Mexico. That that was discovery of Professor Jose Aste Tonsman. That we can see something in our art nowadays. And what I knew at that time, it was that it's Juan Diego presenting Tillman to the bishop. So I was really surprised when I had a privilege to meet with Professor Jose Aste Tonsman and study a little bit more about what we can see in Our Lady's eyes. 13 different people. They are presented in both eyes in different sizes but in the same position, which make up two scenes. One scene represents the appearance of the Virgin of Guadalupe in Juan Diego's cloak, and the second represents a family unit. So, the family scene is made up of 7 people. The mother, who is carrying a baby in her back, using what the Mexicans call a rebozo, a boy who would be the son, a girl who shifts position slightly from one cornea to the other, who would be the daughter, the father wearing a Mexican-style hat, and appears slightly lower than the mother, a woman behind the mother who would be the grandmother, a man standing behind this woman who would be the grandmother. I absolutely agree with Professor Hansman. What he wrote in his book, this is what she would be looking at. The message that has been hidden for close to 500 years is now revealed. So important for our lives. In her merciful and compassionate eyes, there is a family. This comes at a time when there is a worldwide attack on the family. Adultery, abortion, same-sex of marriage, and so on, many others. In her compassionate, merciful and compassionate eyes, there is a family. This is, for us, quite understandable because Juan Pablo II I'd say one of the most important projects for Familiaris Consortio. He wrote, the future of humanity passes by the way of the family. Future of humanity, future of the church, passes by way of the family. It's an 1806 paragraph of the Familiaris Consortio. So in the same paragraph, Juan Pablo II wrote, I entrust each family to him, to Mary, and to Joseph. This is very unique for the exhortations and even encyclicals. He wrote, to their hands and their hearts I offer this exhortation. May it be they who present it to you, venerable brothers and beloved sons and daughters, and may it be they who open your hearts to the light that the gospel sheds on every family. We know how much this Saint Paul loved families. He is a patron for families now. And he knew how important it is to give the families a perfect guide. He chose for families as a perfect guide the Holy Family. Our Lady, Mother of the Son, spouse of Saint Joseph, has in her merciful and compassionate eyes a deep concern about the family. This presentation is about what we can learn from her. And of course, this is a very simple talk, just a few reflections, and I am far away from pretending to explore the subject. The only reason I accepted the invitation because she's in many houses. We know her many places. This is one of the very good occasions to invite our hosts in a very nice way, not only as her teacher, but also as an artist. This is just a simple example. If we will go to the representation of Our Lady to the medieval, we can see how Our Lady is praying rosary, and when Archangel Gabriel came to her. So our ideas about Our Lady is God's word, and she's the one we should adore. We can ask for graces, but because she is the Mother of God, is distant from us. We are ordinary people. She is the Mother of God. But if we will go to the New Testament, we will have some insights into her life as a real human being. And we have several information about this. This is only one aspect, her journeys. During those days, Mary set out and traveled to the hill country in haste to a town of Judah. It was the visit to Saint Elizabeth in Karim. We found in the Google it's 161 kilometers. It's 31 hours walk. She was pregnant. She traveled on foot. 31 kilometers non-stop. Bad roads, or without roads, sometimes using donkey, but not often. Joseph went up from Galilee, from the town of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David, that is called Bethlehem, to be enrolled 163 or 175, depends on which road we will choose, so the fourth now. She was days of her pregnancy into bed and rise, take the child and his mother, flee to Egypt. He rose, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. It's we have some evidence from 4th century by Patriarch of Alexandria, and we can studying this evidence. It looks like a lady 2,000 kilometers with Saint Joseph and young Jesus, 2,000 kilometers as emigrants. They moved from several family in Egypt. They traveled probably because they were rejected. They were pagans and they do not accept them, so they moved from place to place. So they were all 3 years traveling, 2,000 kilometers. Each year, $160 every year. You can find some information about her virtues, fortitude. It is quite easy to be patient, kind, helpful when everything is in order and the conditions are favorable. When we are tired, in difficult conditions, uncertain about the future, these circumstances can verify our character. The long way I need to cover helps to recognize myself or even exceed my limits. I spent some of my vacations on the pilgrimage from my city, Szczecin. It's in northwest Poland, close to the German border. It's about weeks on food. We slept in tents, cold water, one hot meal, and sometimes we should wait for our luggage. The time it's real hot summer. It's a challenge to smile, to answer with kindness, gentleness, because we are in the bad condition. It's very easy to be concentrated on feeling pity on myself. So she was in really good condition. Reaction to labor in a strange place. She had no idea when she traveled to the land when she will deliver. The whole family, nothing. Okay. First Posadas then. She's mother. It's a very stressful situation, especially with how we expected problems, how we do react to unexpected traumatic events. Genocide, escaping from death of Jesus on the cross. When we look to the pictures of Our Lady, she's praying, but she's so beautiful and she's so calm. We should remember that behind these pictures, it's a real person, strong. In the 5th of January, 1964, Pope Paul VI visited Nazareth. And when he visited Nazareth, he addressed in the Basilica of the Annunciation in Nazareth reflections at Nazareth. He called this home of the Holy Family the school of the Gospel. And this school gives 3 lessons. And I like this school, these 3 lessons. So what Our Lady can tell us about life. She has in her merciful family. What is the lessons? The first lesson is the lesson of silence. It's a return to us an appreciation of the defend as we are by so much tumult, so much noise, so many voices of our chaotic and frenzied modern life. O silence of Nazareth, teach us recollection, reflection, and eagerness to heed the good inspirations and words of true teachers. Teach us the need and value of preparation, of study, of meditation, of interior life, of secret prayer, and love. We are busy, we are active, we move from place to place. And we do not have much time in silence. And everyone is from time to time confronted with my own identity. Who am I? For my mother, I am her beloved and the best son. The best because I'm the only son. For my sisters, I am brother. For my students, I am their teacher. Who are coming to me for spiritual advice, or confession, and confessor. I work at the universities. I am also a teacher at the university, so I have my boss. I'm a member of the Secular Institute of Consecrated Life, so I have my brother, sister, my community, and also my students. So I have a lot of identities. Mother, son, brother, friend, colleague, professor, many, many titles. What is my identity? My most important identity. The core. The fundamental, which covers all the others. We'll speak about this again when we speak about the work, which is also a very important part of our identity. We ask ourselves, who am I? And again, Saint John Paul II helps us to understand that the Christ, the Redeemer, fully reveals man to himself. In this dimension, man finds again the greatness, dignity, and value that belong to his humanity. The man who wishes to understand himself thoroughly, and not just in accordance with immediate, partial, often superficial, and even illusory standards and measures of his being, he must, with his unrest, uncertainty, and even his weakness and sinfulness, with his life and death, draw near to Christ. He must, so to speak, enter into him with all his own self. He must add the reality of the incarnation and redemption in order to find himself. If this profound process takes place within him, he does not only have adoration of God, but also of a deep wonder at himself. How precious must man be in the eyes of the Creator if he gained so great a Redeemer, and if God gave his only Son in order that man should not perish but have eternal life. To this, we need silence. Silence is necessary to create space for that special meeting with Christ, during which we can learn who we are. We are sons, we are fathers, we are brothers, uncles, husbands, brother-in-laws, friends, lecturers, managers, directors, CEOs, there. Who am I in the end? Which of those words describes me best? Who should I turn to in order to look for the source of my self? He told Simon, "You are Peter." He named, so only he knows me entirely. He has the answer of my true identity. The most wonderful thing is that he knows me entirely because he loved me. And the only reason I'm here is because he loved me. And he raised me. It never was an accident. Never. No one is an accident. Everyone is here because is loved personally by God, and he chose us by name to be here. I don't know who I am going to be at the end of my life? Probably I do not know. I do not need to know. Because he takes care of me in every moment of my life. And he will guide me. And he will let me know what I should do. Maybe only for one step. But he is with me. Because he created me. I know when I reach the end, I'll find love. Unconditional love. Our homes are a place of rest. Rest is necessary in our lives. If you want to be creative, peaceful, calm, and productive, we need rest. It is important, however, how we rest. How often, unfortunately, the idea for rest is sitting in front of huge plasma and rest. How rare it is a Bible. I remember once I was asked by a sister of somebody, "Father, could you meet with my brother and his wife? They are in huge crisis. I can't look at this, and could you meet with them?" Sure. So they traveled by train about 2 hours. We met. And how generally, that's a quite natural strategy for the first meeting. They tried to tell me who's the worst person in this marriage. They have some evidence and they can give me a lot of details about themselves. I know this part, so I like to skip to the next part. Okay, I know how bad you are, so let's speak how good you can be. But at this particular marriage, I asked them, could you do one thing? I do not expect from you nothing more than do this one simple thing. For 1 month, I need 15 minutes of your time. You can behave like you behave generally, every day. But I'd like to ask you for make one simple thing every day, 15 minutes. I asked them to sit together in the evening, at the end of the day, together, and open the Bible, a New Testament, and start on the first Gospel, and read it loudly. Just 15 minutes reading New Testament Gospel. No discussion, no reflection, nothing more, just read loudly 15 minutes Gospel. When you finish the first, move to the other. And come to me after 1 month. I checked once, I called them in the evening. How's your promise? Yeah, Father, we are good. Okay. Then came after the month. And they also have some subjects to discuss with me, but a little bit different, because she would like to tell me how she really tried to change, herself, and he didn't recognize her effort. And he liked to tell me the same. So I asked them, okay, let's go back home and read the Bible 15 minutes. No discussion, no reflection, just read loudly Gospel for 15 minutes. When the first time came to me, they sat in the armchairs like separated from each other. When they came for the next meeting, they were much closer. When they came for the third time, they sat together, keeping hands together, and they told me about how wonderful is her husband, how wonderful is his wife. He was invited. He was proclaimed. He is the living Son of God. I know this is problem. Our problem with Bible is that because Bible looks like book. I have several editions. This is my smallest. It's like normal book. Cover, pages, print, everything is like normal book. So we think that this is just one of the other books, and we have some nice edition of the Bible. It's not a book. It looks like it. But this is a living Word of God. And when He's proclaimed, He's present. When there are conflicts at home, when children suffer because parents argue, or neighbors, I ask them, read the Bible loudly, close to the wall, if you listen from the other side. So read the Bible to this direction. Invite Him. He will come. Because He promised us that He will be, whenever we will need His help, He will be with us. Why? Because we are His children. And who can refuse the child? He said, even the mother rejects you. I will never. Could you imagine there is an evidence? There are 1 billion active users of Facebook. I mean active users, not merely registered. 1 billion. 43% start their day checking their account. First thing in the morning. The most active group is women, aged from 12 to 24. Majority 15 years old girls. This is information. If you would like to spread the good news, the fastest way, touch heart of the 15 years old girls. They will spread the news immediately to colleagues, to friends, to mothers, to sisters. How to find a way to touch hearts of 15 years old girls. But that's a challenge. We know that it's possible. Means we have information. We can use this information. 43% users starting the day with the Facebook account. How will change our life if we'll start with just simple daily reading? The God every day sent us a simple message. Daily readings. It's like manna, portion for one day. Just open the word for today. I know where I am, so I know that this parish and this audience respect the word of God. So I'm not inspiring you, I'm just confirming this is good. Very good. When we can open the Bible at the beginning of the day and just read the word for today. He will guide us, He will protect us, He will inspire us, and probably He will give us answers how to understand what happened. Because He is with us. It's not a book, it's not a print, it's not a sentences, it's not the It's He, Himself. The one thing He needs is silence. Without silence, we need silence and need a place of prayer. It could be anywhere. Because prayer is part of our life. It's not tied to a specific place in the nature of building. We can pray everywhere. Prayer is more about relationship than action. The prayer is more to be than to do. Prayer is the moment where we can recognize our identity. Without silence in our hearts, we think that we are very busy, very active, and even helpful to others. But in reality, without silence in our hearts, we become simply superficial. When we live on our surface of life, we became superficial. Our internal life dies. Our relationship dies. We live the life of chaos. The end of life without silence is always some form of crisis. The second lesson, domestic life. May Nazareth teach us the meaning of family life, its harmony of life, its simplicity and austere beauty, its sacred and inviolable character. May it teach us how sweet and irreplaceable is its training, how fundamental, incomparable its role on the social plane. We remember that she introduces herself as a servant of God. I am the Lord's servant. That's the first meeting with guardian angel, Gabriel. But later, she described herself as your father and I. She's married. The first identity, who am I? How often, I understand this, but how often we introduce ourselves as an engineer, doctor, teacher, manager, CEO. We have many, many names. I am director, I am manager, I am engineer. And later we say, I am married. And also we say, I can't accept this way. Absolutely. Never agree with this. When we say, I have children. Sometimes people say, we have children. But it looks like children is something we possess. It's my children, my son. There is no parenthood without mother and father at the same moment. So how you can say mine if it's not yours, it's ours? And how you can say we have? You can't have children. You can be a mother. You are parents of 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 12. We do not have. And if we are introducing ourselves as a position in the company, as a profession. This is my identity. I am also married and have children. But when we grow, what was our concern? Concern is to grow in our identity. The other, like possession, wife, husband, children. We do not need to take care of them. We should feed them. Basic care. But the growth is in my identity. Late night, you are going to sleep, going to bed, and probably you will put an alarm. Generally, it became a telephone. So you are putting alarm. Who will be awakened the next day in the morning? Of course, wife. But who will be awakened in you? What you put to the alarm? Which identity? Probably your identity to be awakened is the profession. To be on time in my workplace. If you're a woman, so probably the alarm will awaken you, mother, to help children prepare to the school. Have you ever put alarm to be awakened as a husband? How often we put alarm to be awakened as a Catholics? 1 minute earlier, 5:30, 5:45, 6:15, or 6:45. 1 minute earlier. Open eyes and say, God, thank you very much for this most beautiful woman you gave me as a wife. 2 in 1. Catholic and husband. This is your identity. Not CEO, no manager, no engineer, no teacher, no doctor. No, this is your profession. This is the way how you serve. But you will go to the heaven as a husband, as a wife. Show me your calendar. Give me your phone and show me your calendar. Who I will find, which identity I will find. Businessman. It's like 15 minutes talk with my wife, put it in the calendar, because if something is not in the calendar, will never appear. If I will look to the calendars, I will be not able to say who is this person, except this is businessman or businesswoman. Everything in my life should be connected with my identity. You are husbands. You are wives. This is the lesson of the huge respect to your vocation. Respect this vocation. Give to this vocation time in your life. This is important because this is a straight talk to women about men's identity, on how we are working. We need to remember that the need for respect belongs to fundamental needs of a man. Man finds his integrity when he is respected. That is how he knows that he is loved. when he is respected. In his vocation, he needs to perform many social roles, usually with great responsibility. And the word tells him that a real man is never afraid, never falls, never loses any game. So he has to hide his tears and deal with them on his own. When man is respected, he feels he can face the challenges of the world. He feels strong and courageous. Man needs respect. Unfortunately, so often men who are much respected at work, at their own homes, are treated like the small children. Don't do it because you will spoil it. Don't play the ball with the son because he can break a leg, fall down. Not forget to buy. You forgot to buy bread. How can you remember to carry your hat with you? Sarcasm, irony, showing that our husbands and fathers of our children, can't do anything correctly. Correctly in the women's world means the way we want it. And on the other hand, women would like to have strong husbands who will protect them and love them. How it is possible when he is not respected? Respect to my vocation. It's having some priorities in my life. It's the way how I am defining myself. Where's my main identity? How happy is man who receives respect from his wife? I like so much a fragment of the very famous book, Mystical City of God. It's from the 17th century. This is a revelation. Our Lady talked to one nun, and it's 4 volumes. At one scene, it's the situation of the Holy Family, domestic life. Our Lady had a problem with Saint Joseph because he refused to accept any service from Our Lady. Could you imagine Our Lady, Mother of God, will wash his socks? Never. So he did everything for himself and served her because she's Mother of God. She loved her so much. So it wasn't like something by force. No, he loved to serve her. At the same moment, he didn't accept any service from her to him because she is Mother of God. Sit, relax, take care of child. I will serve you. And Our Lady was so upset. So she prayed to the Lord. Could you tell him something? So God again sent him a guardian angel, and the guardian angel came to Joseph and said, "Come on, man, she loves you. So accept any kind of service. It's because she loves you. It's not something below her dignity." Okay. Could you imagine husband and wife in competition? Who will serve? Who will love more? This is identity. This is respect. First, respect to accept my identity. Our Lady introduced herself as the servant of the Lord. That was her first understanding. I am the God's daughter. I am the God's child. But she's the one who can help us women with the healing process when we, as a young daughters, were rejected by fathers. We have no idea how is the damage if the father left mother. It's like he rejected me, not my mom. He rejected me. He left me. He left me alone. And how this wounded heart will be open later to accept the man's promise, I will be with you till the end of our life. And with these wounded hearts, it's really hard to be a husband. He didn't damage her heart. He found her heart damaged by her father. And we should bring our hearts to her. And she will bring the image of God the Father in our hearts. She will bring us God's love again. She can teach us who is a wife and mother in the family. She's the one who keeps the family connected by bonds of love. It reminds me an old but not good saying about the roles in the family. This is Polish, probably the same in your language. We say that the husband is the head and the wife is the neck, which turns the head in whichever direction she wants. This is not a theology of marriage and family. Absolutely not. The true answer is the man, the husband, is, of course, the head. What is the position for wife? She is the heart. Head without heart, not a good idea. Heart without head, it's not a good idea. Head and heart. And when she is the heart of the family, man can be a head. And when man is the head of the family, she can be a heart. If man needs respect, the woman needs love. Being sure that all the relationship work. Because we are men and women, we need this. So generally the men, what they do, they respect their wives. And the women, what they do, they love their husbands. No, do not love your husband, respect him. Do not respect your wife, love her. Respect is important for you, not for her. For her, important is love. Love is important for you, not for your husband. So give the other side, give your spouse what your spouse really needs. Respect your husband, love your wife. And the last lesson, the lesson of work, O Nazareth, home of the carpenter's son. We are here to understand and to praise the austere and redeeming love of human labor. Here to restore the consciousness of the dignity of labor. Here to recall the work cannot be an end in itself, and that is the free and ennobling in proportion to their values, beyond the economic ones, which motivate you. We would like here to salute all the workers of the world and to point out to them their great model, their divine brother, the champion of all their rights, Christ, the Lord. This again about subject about our identity. It's a part. It's the world we are connected with the family and society. But this is important from which position we will work. If we work from the society position and being at home, the home will be the hotel, the place of rest. When we go to the society as a husband and worker, we will change this environment to be more human. The work, from that perspective, is full of relationship. If you are connected with your wife, when you will go to the work, you will bring to the work this environment, full of relations, full of respect. If not, we will use people. We will think about the others as a tools, good tools, and we will look for the best tools. And we just will use people. So that's the way, if we're from different perspective, we're going to home from the society as a worker, this is my main identity, then I will expect that everything in home will work like in my company, like in my business. So we will look at the wife, we will look to the children as a tools. Tools which give me what I need to be happy. The work life should start from the family. I am the same man at home and the same man in the business, in my business. Juan Pablo II, St. John Paul II asked that this world should be more familiar. Our relationship will be like more like from the home, not from the society. We have mission to the society. We are sent by God from our home to change this world for better. When our Lord appeared to the apostles after his resurrection, and catch any fish? No, unfortunately no. So he asked them, put the net on the right side. Again, they spent whole night trying to find fishes and caught some fishes. They didn't. But because he asked, they did. He said on the right side, because we can find fishes on the right side, or the right side, not on the left. If you are thinking about business, like we can do this on the left side, no, on the right side. The science we understand from the home, which is basic for nature. I know that you as a members of the Opus Dei, of belonging to this parish, you are asked to be really concerned about the work. It should be done on the right side. And this is the way how we will also work for being a good Christian. This is important. But it's very important that we will start our identity from home and bring home to the world. Because work, it's like another service to the world, like my service to the world starts at home. And the lessons from home will be the lessons also in the work. The lesson of respect, the lesson of love, the lesson of right relationships, everything. Money should not be the only motivation for work. We have much more bigger message to deliver. And my family should know what I do at work. Children it's not many occasions that children can visit us and see what we do. But we can share with the children how important is this work, whom we serve. And also, I do not like the phrase when the man is describing his life, what he's doing, she stay at home, like doing nothing. The home is a place of a huge work. There was a Nobel laureate, Baker, Professor Baker. He received the Nobel Prize in the economy, and one of his research was about the income of one who is not working. So he found, okay, this will be like one of 20s of the many service. She's teacher, she's cook, she's many professions. And this is huge income. So this is also part of our identity. Our Lady and the Holy Family. Not only a perfect role model, but also a place of healing your family relations and our own limitations and values. Thank you very much.
Le damos las gracias al Padre. Yo creo que pues todo lo que nos ha transmitido pues nos va a enriquecer muchísimo. Estamos en las vísperas casi del sínodo de los obispos sobre la familia, entonces es un tema que va a salir muchísimo y nosotros procuramos también transmitirlo y pues agradecemos todos los esfuerzos que ha puesto el Padre y que han puesto todas las encargadas también de la exposición de arte que han organizado muy bien toda esta conferencia, gracias a ustedes también. Muchas gracias. Hay un brindis, ahí está todo puesto.
Vamos a detener la transmisión.
Sí, las personas que se